Hey, Joe Phillips here with Central Park Scoop and Focus Real Estate. I'm here today with Peyton Fullerton, who's playing camera person right now. Peyton is with the Mortgage Project. She's one of the go-to lenders that we work with in the Central Park area. And every once in a while, she and I just chat and we say, hey, what are some real estate topics that we can try to do a video on to kind of try and educate buyers and sellers? And that's what we're going to do today. And it's going to be related to solar today. So we've got a little solar array on a home there in the background. And if you drove around Central Park, you'd see it feels like a quarter of the neighborhood or something has solar on their roof. And I think there's a lot of solar companies that'll tell you a lot about solar, but we wanted to give you the perspective of a real estate broker and a mortgage lender and how we think about solar. So this isn't going to be a pro-solar or anti-solar video, but we just want to talk about some of the ways that it affects our clients that are buying or selling homes. So I will talk for a second here, and then we're going to switch, and I will film Peyton, and she's going to tell you the lending perspective. But from a real estate broker perspective, a lot of times clients will call me. They call and they say, hey, I'm thinking about selling my home. We purchased a solar array. We own it outright, and we just bought it 6 months ago. And now we're going to sell the home. We didn't think we were going to sell it, but we're going to. And they say, we paid $35,000 for it. So we want the home value when you sell it to be $35,000 higher because that's what we just paid for it. That's not how it works, though. The market value of a home is set by buyers, and they're going to compare your home to other homes. They're going to think about what they think is important, and they might not give you $35,000 more in value just because you just paid it. So even if you're not our client, if you're just a homeowner in Central Park, you're thinking about purchasing or leasing solar, I'd love for you to reach out. My contact info is below. Let's chat about what you're thinking about doing, and I'll just give you the real estate broker standpoint if I think that's a good idea or not really. A lot of it is going to depend on how long are you going to stay in the home for. If you're not sure, or if you think you're only here for a short period of time, I'm probably not going to recommend you purchase that solar array or even lease it. Because when you do go to sell, you might find it valuable, but a buyer might not find it that valuable. A buyer might not want to take on your lease that you've signed up for the next 20 years. So let's just talk through it. I have solar on my home. A lot of my friends and people I know do. So it's not anti-solar. I just think it's really smart to talk it through and talk about your goals and your vision for the home before you do it. So that's my real estate broker suggestion.
We come across solar often, like Joe was saying, and from a mortgage perspective, it is really important that you talk to your lender up front if you're interested in buying a house that has solar. The reason for that is that if the house has solar, it's either owned outright or has a lease or a UCC lien, which is a loan for solar. And if it has a lease or a UCC lien, then we have to count that payment in your debt profile used to qualify you, and that can impact whether or not someone qualifies. So from a buyer's perspective, that's important in making sure that you're looking at the right properties. And then from a seller's perspective, you also want to make sure that you are opening the door to as many buyers as possible. If solar panels are owned outright, then they actually also add value to the property. Fannie Mae guidelines say that if they're owned outright, then an appraiser can consider the value, whereas if they're encumbered by a lease or a lien, then they cannot add value. So my suggestion would be maybe considering a home equity line of credit instead of a lease or a lien if you do need to finance them. And the extra benefit there is that the interest on a home equity line of credit should be tax deductible if you're using the proceeds to improve your home, and specifically on the list of allowed improvements is solar panels. So that is a great way to take advantage of both the improvement in value by not having it encumbered and then also have tax deductible interest. And if you've got any questions, Joe and I would be happy to discuss with you. Let us know how we can help you decide whether solar is the right idea for you.